So now please be quiet, be silent in a class, no internal communication. Okay. Now up to this we have discussed uh, two or three different parameters of financial management. The first parameters, that is what do you mean by financial management, what are the objectives, scope, and decisions criteria. Okay, in that decisions criteria we have four main decisions. Basically we have three: financing, investment, and dividend. But right now in modern financial management we have fourth one: working capital decisions. So first, we have seen that from where the company can get the money, the sources of finance, specifically equity, preference, debt. Okay, and then after we have calculated the cost of capital of each capital, cost of equity, cost of preference, cost of debt, and then after we have seen the capital structures, that how company can mixing the equities, debts, and preference in their capital structure. In some of companies we have equity and preference. In some of company we have equity and preference. In some of company we have equity, preference, and debt. Now we are looking for the next stage, in advanced level stage, in which company is going for investment decisions. So first we need to understand these two different terms: investment and decision. So here investment means what? Your understanding about the investment. Your understanding about the investment. Yes. Okay. Use money to make profit. Good answer. If you have a shortage of money and if you are not having that much of money to pay your college fees, how you can go for investment? आपके पास इतना भी मनी नहीं है कि आप कॉलेज की फी पे कर पाओ, तो आप क्या इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात करोगे? नो. या आपके पास रहने के लिए मकान नहीं है, तो फिर आप रियल एस्टेट में इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात करोगे? नो. आपके पास कार नहीं है, तो क्या आप किसी ऐसी कंपनी में, मान लो कि टाटा मोटर्स, ओके, Hyundai, ऐसी कंपनी के शेयर्स में इन्वेस्टमेंट करोगे? नो. तो व्हाट इज द इन्वेस्टमेंट? So in simple language we can say that the investment means transfer of money from surplus hand to required hands. It is a transfer of money from one hand to another hand. In one hand, it means we have some surplus. Okay. On another side, there is a requirement of fund, but with this requirement, they need to pay some return. तो अल्टीमेटली मैं जो इन्वेस्टमेंट को इन्वेस्टमेंट कहता हूँ वो क्या है कि इन्वेस्टमेंट मतलब कि एक हाथ से दूसरे हाथ में, एक पर्सन से दूसरे पर्सन तक, एक कंपनी से दूसरी कंपनी तक, एक फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूट से दूसरी फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूट तरफ, और उसकी तरफ का जो मूवमेंट है किसका? मनी का, फाइनेंस का, सोर्सेज का, टू गेट सम रिटर्न्स. Investment means if we have some surplus amount and if we transfer this money, this source from one hand to another hand, we will get some return. Are we clear? जब भी हमारे पास सरप्लस मनी होगा तभी हम इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात करेंगे. तो सरप्लस मनी को कहीं पे ट्रांसफर करने की बात, जहां से हमें रिटर्न मिले, उस मैटर को, उस प्रोसेस को, इस सिस्टम को, टेक्निक को हम कहते हैं इन्वेस्टमेंट. And your investment decisions means a selection of best option which give you a maximum benefit. Okay, in Marward University, suppose only we have BBA, then there is any choice? No. If you want to study in Marward University, you need to compulsory take a BBA. But if we have option BBA, BBA honors, BCom honors, then there is a choice. Then there is you required to take a decision whether I go for BBA, whether I go for BBA honors or BCom honors. Are we clear? तो जहाँ पे हमारे पास alternatives है, more than two alternatives or more than one alternative, at a time we required some decisions, and that decisions here means a decision about where to invest money. Are we clear about the background? Here we are discussing, or we are going to discuss that where companies are going to invest their money. But before making investments, what do you think? Which are the parameters you need to consider? You need to calculate. कहीं पे भी इन्वेस्टमेंट करना हो तो उससे पहले आप क्या क्या कैलकुलेट करोगे? लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल दैट यू हैव अ डिफरेंट अल्टरनेटिव्स. नंबर वन, नंबर वन, you have one option: invest the amount in bank FD, fixed deposit. Second alternative: invest the same amount in post office. Third option: invest the same amount in gold. Fourth option: invest the same amount in real estate. And fifth option: suppose invest the same amount in share market. So you have five options: share market, real estate, gold, post office, and bank. Now you need to take a decision about where to invest. But before taking a decisions, you need to consider some parameters. Which parameters you will take? Okay, number one is risk factor. Very good. Okay, number two is time, and number three is return. Okay, so whenever company go for the investment decisions, company basically focus on these three parameters. Which three parameters? Risk, return, time. Risk, return, and time. And let's understand the concept first. The investment decision is also known as capital budgeting. Investment decision is also known as capital budgeting. So here in a capital budgeting we have what? Budget. So first try to understand the word budget. So budget is a particular document which represent the future incomes and expenditures. Which represent the future incomes and expenditures. I must say you have studied in your semester 3 in cost accounting somewhere. Have you studied? In semester 2, okay. So that is in semester 5 in management accounting. You have chapter called budgeting and budgetary control. In that chapter, you will study the budget. Okay. So budget means what? It is the one document which represent the future incomes. It's represent the future, not a present, but it is about future income and expenditure. Are you aware about the Union budget of government? Okay. Generally, it is declared in last week of the Feb. It is in Feb, my dear. Okay. Generally, we are declaring the before 2017 or 18, I think so. Before the Nirmala Sitaraman, जो भी finance minister है उनसे पहले. The fixed date is there, and that date is, I think so, 28th of Feb. Every 28th of Feb, there is a budget. But from the last 1 or 2 years, they have changed the structure and they have changed the rate. And the last week, they are declaring the they are declaring the or presenting the budgets. What about budget? Budget क्या represent करता है? Yes, that budget represent the expected incomes of government and where the government is spending their funds, their resources. In which sector? In agriculture, in bank, in education, in some of other sectors. Are you getting my point? तो ये बजट को बजट क्या रिप्रेजेंट करता है कि नेक्स्ट ईयर में जो नेक्स्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर है जो 1 अप्रैल से स्टार्ट होगा उसमें गवर्नमेंट की कौन कौन सी इनकम्स होगी, कितनी इनकम जीएसटी से होगी, कितनी इनकम टैक्सेस से होगी, कितनी इनकम एक्साइज ड्यूटी से होगी, कितनी इनकम इनकम टैक्स कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स से होगी, वो वहां पे है. दूसरा वो इनकम जो होगी वो कहाँ पे स्पेंड होगी, एग्रीकल्चर पे होगी, बैंकिंग पे होगी, सम ऑफ फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज पे होगी, जो आर्मीज एंड जो नेवीज एंड एयरफोर्स है उनके लिए कुछ होगा, कुछ जो बीपीएल बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन के नीचे के जो फैमिलीज हैं उनके लिए कुछ होगा. Are we clear about the budget? The term budget is clear. Now look into the capital budget. It's very simple. It is a process of preparing budget for a capital. So when we prepare the budget for a particular capital, it is known as capital budgeting, and the process of taking decisions as to which assets should be purchased and how to spend the funds for this purpose is called capital budgeting. Already I have explained that capital budgeting or investment decisions means where company is going to spend their surplus money. Are we clear? Some of definitions are given to you. Maybe the question asked in 1 mark, the capital budgeting. So you need to write this one definitions. According to I am Pandey, Pandey जी का definition है capital budgeting decision may be defined as the firm decision to invest its current fund. What is it about? Investment of current funds most efficiently in a long run activities. It is not for short term, it is for long run. It means it is more than 1 year in anticipation of expected flow of future benefits over a series of years. So there are 3 to 4 keywords. It's about investment of current funds in long run activities and for future benefits. Are we clear? कैपिटल बजटिंग और इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन का मतलब है कि हमारे पास करंट में राइट नाउ जो भी फंड्स है वो फंड्स को वो मनी को कैपिटल को हम कहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट करेंगे फॉर अ लॉन्ग रन और वो जो इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है वहां से कितना रिटर्न मिलेगा कितना फ्यूचर बेनिफिट मिलेगा आफ्टर अ पर्टिकुलर पीरियड. आर वी क्लियर? ओके, अब सेकंड डेफिनेशन पे हम नहीं जाते हैं. बिफोर गोइंग फॉर अ प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट, वन मोर थिंग. In this capital budgeting, in this investment in financial management, whether we have options like bank FD or post office FD or real estate or a golf, all these alternatives, all these options are known as a project. Are we clear? अगर मैं बैंक एफडी की बात करूं या पोस्ट ऑफिस की बात करूं या गोल्फ की बात करूं या शेयर मार्केट की बात करूं तो हम यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं लिखेंगे कि वी हैव वन ऑप्शन दैट बैंक एफडी, सेकंड ऑप्शन कॉल्ड पोस्ट ऑफिस एफडी. व्हाट वी से प्रोजेक्ट 1, प्रोजेक्ट 2, प्रोजेक्ट ए, प्रोजेक्ट बी. आर वी क्लियर? तो प्रोजेक्ट में जब भी प्रोजेक्ट वर्ड यूज करूं इट मींस इट इज वन ऑप्शन टू इन्वेस्ट द कैपिटल. Okay, now look at the process of capital budgeting, process of investment decisions. There are 5 steps. Step number 1, project generation. It means identification of opportunity, identification options. Just we have discussed right now. Okay, one option is bank FD, second option is post office, third option is real estate, fourth option is bond, fifth option is share market. So first you need to identify the investment opportunities. Number 2, project evaluations. Project evaluations or evaluating the opportunities. Which 3 parameters we need to look? Risk, return and time. These 3 parameters we need to calculate in the step number 2. And don't worry, for the step number 2 we have practical questions in this unit. In the step number 3, project selection. It means selection of one best option for us. We have identified all the options. Then after we have evaluated in terms of return, in terms of risk, in terms of time, and then after out of this 5 we will select anyone. Suppose this person selected gold, this person selected share market, I am selected bank FD, okay, this person selected real estate. Okay, so depend upon the requirement, depend upon the risk taking capacity, we will take a decision. Are we clear? And step number 4, project education. It means implementation of decisions. Now, actually, we are going to invest our monies. I invest my money in bank FD, this invest in the gold, this invest in the share market, this invest in other sources. Are you clear? पहले हम आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे कि कौन कौन से ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल हैं, उसको इवेल्युएट करेंगे टाइम, रिस्क एंड रिटर्न के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. उसके बाद किसी एक को सिलेक्ट करेंगे और उसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट कर देंगे. जैसे इन्वेस्टमेंट कर देंगे हमारा टाइम काम खत्म नहीं हुआ. लास्ट वी नीड टू टेक अ follow up. Once I invested, it doesn't mean the process is end. Every year, every 6 months, I need to take a follow up that how many percentage of interest I'm getting on bank FD. Look at to the market price of the companies. Look at to the price of the gold. Are we clear? Clear are 5 steps: generation, evaluation, selection, education, and follow up. Are we clear about this? So our entire unit number 3 is depend upon number 2 steps, project evaluation, how we can evaluate the project. For that we have different methods. These methods are divided in 2 different categories: traditional methods and modern methods. Traditional methods and modern methods. Please open your book. First of all, write down unit number 3, investment decisions and directly write down the details. One by one, we will see all the methods with a practical question. So three we have traditional methods and three we have modern method. Modern method is also known as discounted case flow techniques. So total six methods are there that we need to understand under this unit number 3. Okay, title done. Unit number 3, investment decision. Write down the first method. Main title is methods or techniques of capital budgeting or techniques of investment evaluation. The main title is capital budgeting techniques or methods of capital budgeting or methods of investment decisions, investment evaluations, or techniques of investment evaluations. And believe me, you will enjoy these practical questions 100%. Chalo, shall we go for the first one?
Yes.
Okay. Traditional approach in the category of traditional methods, traditional approach, write down the first method. First method. This method is simplest method to calculate and to understand. Without using a calculator, you can give a direct answer if you understand the concept. Write down the method number 1, payback period. Shortly, we will write PBP. The method name is payback period, PBP. Okay, suppose in our discussion, I have selected an option called bank FD. So in a bank FD, I am explaining the method. Please be here. If you have missed the concept, it means you have missed the particular method. And I request again all of you to please be with me from today to next 12 to 15 sessions, because in next 12 to 15 sessions we have all the practical questions. Okay, so एक भी मिस किया तो कल अगर आओगे तो आपको नहीं पता चलेगा कि हमने क्या कर रहे हैं. ओके, फिर ये जो मूवी था तारे जमीन पे, ऐसे यहाँ से नंबर्स थ्रो होंगे, lakhs and thousands, this and this and this and this. ओके, तो ऐसा ना हो. वेकेशन आ जाएगा, लेकिन वेकेशन बाकी बेटा सेशन तो होंगे ना मेरे. चलो, shall we continue? Suppose I have options to invest my money in a bank FD and interest rate is 10%. As of now, we have 8% or 6%, 6 to 8%. Okay, but right now I am assuming that 10% interest is there. Okay, I have invested 50,000 rupees. 50,000 rupees in a bank FD. I have invested 50,000 rupees in a bank FD. Bank will provide me a 10% interest. Here we have simple interest. We don't have compounding interest. For easy understanding purpose, we have simple interest of 10%. Okay, I have invested 50,000 rupees in a bank FD. Now my question to all of you, how many years are required to recover this amount of 50,000? मुझे कितने इयर्स लगेंगे अगर मैं 50,000 रुपीज बैंक में एज ए एफडी इन्वेस्ट करता हूं, बैंक मुझे सिंपल इंटरेस्ट दे रही है 10% का. So can you tell me how many years are required to recover this 50,000 rupees? Your answer is 10 years. How you calculated 10 years? Like this. Okay. On a first year, 10% of 5,000 50,000 means 5,000. For the second year, 5,000. For the third year, 5,000. For the fourth year, 5,000. Fifth year, 5,000. Up to the 10, you will get the amount 50,000. इस तरह से कैलकुलेशन किया है. I'm right? Every year we will get 5,000. So 5,000 into or number of years. 10 years, we will get 50,000 amount. Are we clear about this one line only? मेरा क्वेश्चन समझ में आ गया? आंसर आपने दिया है. Now, this whatever I have discussed, this entire method is called payback period. This entire method, this entire example is known as payback period method. So payback period, it means the number of years required to recover project cost, or else payback period is the time required to recover the initial investment in a project. Initial investment means 50,000 rupees, so number of years required to recover this 50,000 rupees. That number of years, it means PBP, payback period. Are we clear about the concept? वापस एक बार रिपीट कर देता हूं कि कितने इयर्स हमें लगेंगे जो भी हमने इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है उसको रिकवर करने में. जितने भी इयर्स लगते हैं, दैट इयर्स इज नोन एज payback period, and that is known as your final answer. So your 10 years is your final answer. That's all. Practical question over. Are we clear? Yes. बेटा अभी ये फर्स्ट गियर है, ऐसे मुस्कुराओ मत. आगे आगे हम देखेंगे कि जैसे जैसे गियर चेंज होता है वैसे थोड़ी डिफिकल्टी भी आएगी. Some of speed breakers are there, some of turns are there. Okay, be here. It is one of the non-discounted cash flow method. This is also known as a traditional method, and it is also known as non-discounted method. What do you mean by non-discounted method, and what do you mean by discounted method? That we will learn in the next part in a modern methods. Okay. So right now concept is clear. Number of years required to cover the initial investment or project cost. Write down the formula. PVP is equal to initial investment upon annual cash inflow. PVP is equal to initial investment upon annual cash inflow. Then in sum of book, this initial investment is written as project cost. Okay, so if we have word project cost or if we have word initial investment, this both are same. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. Now one more thing that you need to remember: decision rule. Decision rule. Here, when our calculated, it means our answer, which we have calculated, is less than standard PVP, less than payback, standard payback period. Here, standard payback period means life of the project. कहीं पर लिखना हो तो लिख लो, बाद में नहीं याद रहेगा. Standard payback period is equal to life of the project. Suppose ये जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट किया था वो मैंने 12 years के लिए किया. Are you getting my point? मेरी FD की मैच्योरिटी जो है वो 12 years की है. So here standard payback period means life of the project, life of the FD, that is 12 years. Are we clear about? Standard payback period means life of the project, and life of the project is 12 years. And now see the calculated payback period. Calculated means our answer that we have calculated, that is 10 years. So if this 10 is less than 12, so if calculated payback period is less than the standard payback period, project should accept it. It means company go for the investment. Company should make a investment. And reverse to that, if calculated payback period, suppose our answer is here 15, so this is more than the life, then it should be rejected, company not going for the investment. Are we clear? Yes. सिंपल सी बात है कि अगर मैं कहीं पे भी अमाउंट लगा रहा हूँ, ओके, कोई एक पर्सन मुझे आके बोलता है कि सर आप 20,000 रुपीज इन्वेस्ट कीजिए, मैं आपको 4 years में डबल करके दूंगा. ये पर्सन आके बोल रहा है कि सर आप भी 20,000 लगाओ, मैं आपको 3 years में डबल करके दूंगा. मैं क्या सिलेक्ट करूंगा, 4 year या 3 year? बट ऑब्वियसली कि जो लेस टाइम में मुझे डबल करके देगा, ये बाबू भाई वाला नहीं है 21 days में डबल. ओके, बट मैं ऑफिशियली टेक्निकली कैलकुलेशन के साथ बात कर रहा हूँ. ये 4 years लगा रहे हैं, ये 3 years लगा रहे हैं, तो व्हाट ऑब्वियसली 3 years वाला सिलेक्ट करूंगा. ओके, वो भी देखेंगे हम लेटर ऑन. अभी ये जो मेथड है उस पे सिर्फ हम क्या कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं कि कितना टाइम लगेगा हमारा अमाउंट रिकवर करने में। यहाँ पे हम दूसरे फैक्टर्स नहीं देख रहे हैं, रिस्क कितना है, रिटर्न कितना है, सिर्फ हम देख रहे हैं कितना टाइम लगेगा टू रिकवर द अमाउंट। आर वी क्लियर? मेरिट डीमेरिट आप देख लेना, उसमें हमें इंटरेस्ट नहीं है। लुक एट द क्वेश्चन नंबर 1। Look at the question number 1. Read the question and tell me the formula. Payback period is equal to initial investments upon annual case inflow. Okay. Now project cost is 30,000. Project cost is 30,000 and the core case inflow are rupees 10,000. The life of the project is 5 years. So what is the initial investment or project cost here? 30,000. So write down here in upper side 30,000. Initial investment or project cost 30,000 upon annual case inflow. Annual case inflow is given to you. How many rupees? 10,000. 30,000 upon 10,000. The final answer is 3 years. Okay. Let me explain with this table. Okay. Every year you will get 10,000 rupees on the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. 5 years life is there. So on the first year you will get 10,000. On the second year again you will get 10,000. On the third year you will get 10,000. Fourth year you will get 10,000, and on the fifth year you will get 10,000. If you look at the numbers, up to this you will get the 30,000. It means 3 years are required to recover the project cost. So your answer is 3. Now see the rule. See the rule. If this calculated answer is less than the life of the project, this should be acceptable. Right. Okay. Suppose we answer like 6, then it should be rejected. Are we clear up to this? Any doubt, any query? If I ask same question in 4 marks, are you able to do? Definitely. Okay. Now it is your task to calculate the answer for exercise number 2. Read the details. Okay. Read the details. मैंने पहले भी बोला कि बेटा अभी हम फर्स्ट गियर में हैं। फर्स्ट गियर में तो सब एंजॉय करते हैं। Okay, meanwhile, please write your enrollment numbers for attendance purpose, and you are free to leave the class. At 10:30, I have second session in another class, so I need to leave before 10:30. हाँ, आपकी attendance online डाल देना.